Hello, good day. Welcome to Newspaper Review on Niger Watch. My name is Ima, reporting live from Lagos, Nigeria. Good morning, good evening to my Niger Watch family across the globe. How are you doing? It's a beautiful Saturday morning over here. I'd like to know what's happening over there. Yes, come into the comment section and let us talk. How are you doing? Welcome to our newspaper review. Ladies and gentlemen, please do also like this broadcast that you come into. As you come here, please do also like the broadcast. Do well to invite someone onto this broadcast today. Yes, please, and turn on your notification bell. Yes, please turn on your notification bell. I hope you have subscribed with us. Please take out time to do so today. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Osagwufo, hi, good morning to you. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Good morning. Mommy Diaspora, beautiful morning. Mama, thank you for being here. Good morning to my amazing panelists. Beautiful morning to you. Thank you for being here. Please, before you come on into the studio, do well to like the broadcast before you come on. Thank you very much. Welcome to Newspaper Review this beautiful Saturday morning. I hope the weekend is going on just well for you. I hope it is. I'd like to know what you are up to. I'd like to know what's for relaxation today. So please do want to come into the studio and let us talk. Thank you for being here, those that are on here already. This is a special shout out to Father Evangelist, man of God. How are you doing? It's been quite some time since I last saw you. I hope everything is going just fine and well with you. And also, Mr. Akim. Yes, Mr. Akim, how are you doing? There's another person I have forgotten his name, the one that is always traveling. I'm sorry I still refer to you as that. But how are you doing? I hope you're well. Just checking out on each and every one of you. Thank you for always being here to those on the comment section that always keeps it locked down. Thank you so very much. Yes, thank you so very much. Welcome to our newspaper review on Niger Watch again. If you are just joining in, I welcome you to this broadcast. Please take out time to like our broadcast. Yes, our every broadcast. Take out time to like, take out time to support us. Yes, guys, please take out time to support us. A beautiful morning to you, Bella Naomi. How are you doing today? Thank you for being here. God says, afternoon to you too. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. And yes, happy weekend. Cheers to the weekend. Cheers to the weekend. Jude, okay, let me leave out the last name for now. Good morning to you too. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. I hope it's a good day going for you. Okay, in the comment section, the link has been posted. If you'd like to join today's newspaper review, kindly click on the link, but please like the broadcast before you click on the link. Thank you so very much. Without wasting much time, we'll quickly go into the business of the day. Our first paper is The Punch. All right, the punch we have here. Yeah, we're starting with the budget. 20.5 trillion naira budget. NACCI, LCCI experts fault Buhari's borrowing plan and subsidy. Budget unhealthy for productive sector targeted at upcoming polls. And that's from Nasima. Executive adjust 2023 MTEF FSP passed by NAS. Lawmakers kick. NAS committees approving budgets for government enterprises without my approval. And that's from Buhari. Death, losses, tears as flood overrun Kogi, Anambra, Gombe, others. 24 killed, 16,625 houses destroyed in Castina. On strike, federal government threatens ASU with contempt. Lecturers say they are studying ruling. I don't steal. National Working Committee agreed on allowance, and that's from Ayu. No, resign or beg. Autumn tells party chair. See, I'm even very confused with where Autumn is standing in all of this brouhaha. Ogusola emerges Unilag first female VC. Atiku Tinubu Obi divide celebs. More Randy fathers pounce on helpless daughters for sexual pleasure. Masqueraders scattered away 550,000 naira after attack on Plateau Church pastor. Kogi Dangote fights dirty over Obajano cement plant. All right. The masquerade story, this story is almost, it's not okay. So let's just take the story. The masquerade story. This pastor complained. So these people said they want to worship their gods, and they needed a space of, I think, a 7 day space to worship their god, to that thing. So they wrote a letter to the church to say, we would appreciate if the church would close its doors, yes, to services. Took it to the Christian Association chairman in that community, who so happens also to be a pastor. So they took the letter for not just this church, but for the other churches there that's under him, that is under Can, and that they would like for all churches not to be open, so they can have their thing. The pastor initially said he wasn't going to take it because, I mean, if you want to do your thing, but don't stop us from doing our thing. But he got dragged, they got the police involved, they got the king involved, and they persuaded and said, see, this is allow them to do their thing. It's for just 7 days. And they reached an agreement that fine, you can do your thing, but on Sunday we have to have service. And we're like that, by the time by the time they would want to resume or have their service, they would have been done with their own service. That's the masquerade. They'll be done with their service. They said they needed, and why they wanted all churches shut was because they needed to worship their gods in quiet. Yes, they needed this quietness to be able to worship. So that's it. So that happened on Sunday. The church members, opened service, but these people, for some reason, okay, so they already had a problem because the pastor, there was a whole lot of back and forth before he accepted the letter. The king had to interfere before he accepted the letter and gave to other churches. So he already was not on a good ground with these people. Before Sunday, there were attacks, like going to his house to throw stones at him. All of that happened, and he had to know, seeing what was happening. Someone told him that they were coming for him to kill him. Yeah, so he had to escape, take his family somewhere, and go to another community to hide himself. While he was there, the Sunday service was going on, and his wife would reach out to him to let him know that the Christ Apostolic Church, there's a church just before theirs, was being attacked at the moment. They went into the church, beat up the members, that's the masquerade, beat up the members, sent people out of the church, went away with some valuables. Now, they made this call before it got to their own church, knowing that they already have a rift with these people. They knew what was going to happen. So the man left his hiding place, got some policemen, and went back to his community, went back to the church. And as he would get there with the policemen, he actually saw the masqueraders in action. And he was saying, these are not masqueraders, did this. These are human beings, because they could see each other. But the masquerade is not, but there are human beings wearing the masquerade, aren't they? Okay, this is just me asking. But he said these were human beings that did this because they could see each other, they could, recognize them, and these are the same people who comes to the house, who has been to the house before now, like twice, to harass him. So he could tell, he knows their faces. So that's pretty much about the story. They got the police involved now. The king, they are saying that it is a community issue, that police ideally should not be getting involved, that the pastor should try and go and settle it with those people. But the pastor said he's not having it, and they couldn't make arrest. He went to the station again and picked police officers, and it took them door to door to be arresting these people. And yes, some of them, they've arrested 13 people so far. No one died from all of these casualties, but he said one of his pastors from his own branch was severely beaten. Well, no one lost their life. They carted away with 550,000 naira. That's the money that the church has been saving up to be able to buy something, an instrument or something for the church. They broke the offering box, or a box where the money was kept, and that happened. And the pastor said he wants it, but he likes the way that the matter is going right now. They had to get CAN involved, and of course they had to get CAN involved. And I don't know if to say that's why the police, are sitting on it, but they're getting victory. So the kind of, like Mr. Kennedy said, the kind of stories you hear out of Nigeria, you just will not want to believe it. Okay, we have this other story. Yes, now the 20.5 trillion budget, they are really contesting it right now, and it is not even NAS. that is contesting this money. Other bodies like LCCI, they are contesting it. And did you guys even hear the part where? Oh, I think it is in another paper. Okay, and now talking about the NWC, are you as finally he has said something about it to say, in everything that I am not a thief. That he never stole, he never took money from the PDP purse, and he's not trying to bribe nobody. He's a just man. He's a just man. That they all agreed on the allowance that was shared. So he doesn't know why they are saying all of this, but he is concentrating and making sure that his party wins the upcoming elections. As we know, ASU, even the appeal courts has told ASU to go back. They have commanded them as soon as Friday to yesterday, as soon as Friday yesterday. Okay, let's see how that goes. Although ASU has come out to say that they are studying the ruling, so until they are done studying the ruling, they will not go. They will not go back. But the appeal court has, sent some members, some bodies of NLCA, Nigeria Labour Congress, to go in the 36 states to go and check all universities to be sure that the VCs have opened, taking to the instruction of the industrial courts for them to go and open schools and make sure that teachers are there. They've all resumed. Well, I think that's what we are settling for at the end of the day. All right, so that's it. And the budget that is being contested, okay, we'll take that in another paper because we have more stories there on that paper. We'll be moving on. Okay, that's as much as we are taking on the story. We're moving on to another paper. If you're just joining in, welcome. Thank you for being here. Welcome to our newspaper review on Niger Watch. Thank you so very much for being here. Please do well to like this broadcast, do well to share and invite someone onto the broadcast. Thank you very much. You could drop your submission on the comment section. I'll be looking out for them. To my panelists, I greet you and welcome to the broadcast. We'll move to the next paper real quick. FGM asks 470 billion naira for ASO as Buhari proposes 20.51 trillion naira budget for 2023. Projects 9.73 trillion naira revenue, 8.8 trillion naira new borrowing. Says petrol subsidy not sustainable. President's VP to spend 3.34 billion naira on trips, 1.90 billion naira on new vehicles and spares. Oil thieves, Nigeria's worst enemies, saboteurs. That's from Lawal and Gbajabiamila. I am a human rights activist, not rape apologist. That's Yomi Fabi. 49-year-old neighbor raped my late 3-year-old daughter, threatening her. And that's from the bereaved mother. Dangote cement shut down. Truck drivers block Lokoja Abuja highway. Meet 18-year-old water-powered rocket inventor. Pains rains inside Nigeria's recurring flood menace. Why Nigeria can't legalize cannabis, and that's from Mara. I think we have a couple of stories. So even remember Yomi Fabi from the child molestation, child abuse carried out on Princess, an actress. The story trended strongly early this year. Yes, early this year. And Yomi Fabi was one of the strong supporters of the accused person, Baba Ijesha. And now I think that is coming back to bite him as he's taking an interview saying, I am a human rights activist, not a rape apologist. So it really doesn't matter the offense. If he feels or thinks that this person is innocent and is being accused, so he stands for the just people according to what he's saying. Well, I hope that explanation sits with the people that needs it. And then the 49-year-old neighbor that raped a 3-year-old girl. Even once more on that story, you could just pick up Daily Trust page 3. So this man is known to be very nice and kind to every child in the compound. So it wasn't unusual when this little girl would bring sweets, cheese ball, biscuits from this uncle, because everybody knows him to be, very kind and very generous towards children. Unknown to this woman that he has been using that as a ploy to have his way, to have carnal knowledge with this 3-year-old girl, sadly so. The story has it that the girl was, uh making use of the restroom one of those days, and she screamed. The mother, excuse me, the mother rushed to go see her. So the mother rushed to go see her, and they saw that she was bleeding, and they had to rush her to the hospital. On getting to the hospital, they told them to go and get the security personnel. So I mean, I don't know why our can't the hospital call for security? Anyways, they asked for security. So the mother had to take this girl to the nearest police station. To the nearest police station. They came back with an officer. They checked the girl, and the doctor confirmed that she had been touched. Of course, they made the arrest, and that's the story. That's the story. This calls for vigilance in parenting. I guess this calls for vigilance. This was one nice uncle. Everybody knows him to be the nice uncle. So that's the story. The 49-year-old neighbor, 49-year-old man. I I I can't even wrap my head to even see the attraction. But that's the story. All right. And Nigerians are reacting to the president and vice president having to spend 3.34 billion naira on trips. Uh okay, Mr. Kennedy, good day. Welcome to the broadcast. How are you doing today?
Good evening, Mrs. Iman. Nice to be here.
All right, Mr. Kennedy. All right, Mr. Kennedy, thank you for being here. I want to catch your reaction to that story.
Which of the stories, madam?
The 49-year-old man having his way to.
Okay. Uh, I don't know. The man should be taken through a psychiatric evaluation. I don't think he's okay. Like you said, I don't see how a 49 years old, how a 3 years old girl would be attracted to a 49 years. It's funny and it's so sad that such an elderly man would want to have carnal knowledge of a 3 years old. That's supposed to be his maybe great grandchild, great granddaughter, or so. So he's I don't have anything to say about it. He should be taken to the hospital to be evaluated first. They don't have to take him into the custody. He should be evaluated. Let them find out what is wrong with him. And if it were to be abroad, they will go deeply into his family and see what is happening in his family. If he's having stress, if he's sometimes if he's having a sexual whatever engagement with his wife or whatever, because there are a lot of things they do abroad to ascertain.
So they try
Uh,
to look for a reason. What could have
yeah, to
triggered
look for a
such?
reason so that it doesn't happen again. And the government has to sensitize the society on this kind of issue. Look at what happened and look at what is happening to this man. Look at what pushed him to commit this kind of heinous crime. But in Nigeria, they'll just have to take him into custody, probably beat him mercilessly or whatever. So in abroad, they find out what is happening. They want to know how to curb such a situation. So that is what I have to say about it.
Okay, thank you very much for that
Yeah.
submission. I think I'm just too much of a Nigerian. I'm here. I'm here, and I'm shaking to your submissions. They should evaluate what somebody that they should use stick to finish him already. I think I'm just
No,
too much
no,
of a
you
Nigerian. We
don't
don't have
you
so.
don't you don't have to kill him. He's sick. The man is sick. He's a human being.
Mr.
He's sick. But
Kennedy.
something
Is
something
is
must
is not.
something must be wrong with him. Something must be wrong. That is not normal for a 3 years old. 3 years old girl where Katasi knows. You won't go. He get us a bit now. The man is sick. The man is sick. Let them find out what is wrong with that man. Maybe the man has no wife. Maybe he's living alone. Maybe the wife is always punishing him with the other side of the other room, according to Buhari and all that. So they have to find out what's wrong with, so that the country has to sometimes on TV sensitize people on how to behave. And they don't have to kill him. He's sick. So
Okay,
if you
so
want
the
us to
girl did
talk
not make
talk
it.
about yeah, if you want
The
us
girl
to
did
talk
not make
about
it through
anything,
that trauma. She
go
lost
ahead.
her life. In the course, she lost her life to that. Sadly, so how the story ends. So I don't know the kind of judgments. I don't know. Saying is sick. That's like an oh, okay. Thank you very much for your submission. That's your submission. Thank you very much for your submission, Mr. Kennedy. Before we begin to take other submissions, we'll take the last paper for today, and that's the Daily Sun. Wike signs instrument stripping Omeha of ex-governor status. Buhari Tinubu to meet on vex campaign issues. Apprehension on APC presidential ticket over voiding of Governor Oyetola's nomination for Guba in Osun. Buhari predicts tougher times next year, raises concerns over rising debts, presents 20 trillion naira budget. Please forgive me. Buhari is raising concern over rising debts, and his administration is still taking the irony. Promises to significantly curtail banditry and kidnapping. My people, are we saying amen to that, or we know that we have a president that can do what he says he will do? On insecurity, Gani Adams set up new security plan to safeguard Southwest. Lawan Gbajabiamila, Nigeria loses 1 million oil barrels per day. 9 years later or 8 years later, this is when these people are just waking up. Imagine the president of the two houses. They are just realizing now that we are losing 1 million. ASU loses second round. Appeal court orders varsity teachers to call off strike, return to work. We will consult our lawyers, members, says lecturer. Obajano. Committee asks Kogi to cancel existing C of O claim accrued dividends from inception. Ash economy. Nigerians seek succor in BA. All right. That's as much as we can take. Yesterday we took the Omeha story, and Wiki has sealed the deal by signing every document needed to strip Omeya of ex-governor status. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with us on our newspaper review. If you are just joining, welcome and thank you for being here. Please do also like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. Thank you very much, and to my amazing panelists, I salute you and I say thank you for being on this broadcast with me. All right, Mr. Kennedy, you wanted to react to some other story.
Yes, I wanted to react to the Buhari. Buhari is worried about the rising debt profile. This is it's not supposed to be strange anymore if he's reacting. Probably he doesn't know that the debt is rising. Probably he doesn't know that it is his regime that is borrowing this money, because the wife came out recently to say she has been living with PTSD, the husband having PTSD, and it was difficult for her to having said no, or trying to correct the husband, a former general and a former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the civil war has caused a lot of damage to the husband and so on and so forth. And that would be preposterous for a woman who knows that the husband is having PTSD and allowing the husband to always contest for election to become the president. Sometimes, this Nigeria, people just talk as if they are talking to idiots, as if they are talking to, they think we that are listening to them, that we don't even know what is going on in life. Your husband is having PTSD. You allow him to contest for 3 times. The fourth time he won, and after winning the first term he wasn't doing well, and you allow him to contest again for the second term. And look at where we are. And you're coming out in public to in public forum to have a news conference or whatever, or to deliver a speech saying that you have been living with that kind of stress. Somebody's having a whole president. You said the whole president is having PTSD, which means the whole country is having PTSD, the post-stress traumatic disorder. So it's very, very strange. It's very, very strange. And I don't know the people that are advising these people. Somebody advised that woman to come to public and make and give such a news conference or whatever. So it's strange. And for these people, the masquerade that Nigeria is funny. So masquerade is asking the Christians not to engage in their church services because they want to carry out whatever activities. They are not supposed to stop the churches from having their activities. They should do whatever they want to do. And as far as the church people do not disturb their activities, they don't have to write letters to the church for the church to shut down because they want to carry out their activities. Whether the activities are evil or not evil, that is not my concern. But they don't have to disturb the church people from going to church and going to beat them up. So what Nigeria is, I don't even know if there is no separation of churches and the state. I don't even know what is happening. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what is happening there. And the king of the place has said, no, the churches you allow them, and the police are saying this is a community issue or whatever. You see, everything is just upside down. So that's
Mr.
where I will
Kennedy,
have to
do
stop.
you do you
Yes.
know do you know of this thing called Oro?
Oro, no. What is Oro?
Oh, is it practiced only in Lagos? These are they are traditional worshippers. A story has it that some or most times when this thing happens, probably a traditional ruler, the Oba or someone like that, the monarch dies and they have to bury the person with they have to accompany. Story has it that
Mm.
like if the monarch dies, they need like 7 heads to bury the person with. So it's a night process. You shouldn't be seen during that time. They go as much as beating. Some at times story has it that I wouldn't know because it does not happen to me or anyone. But during that time, they write a letter and they give it to everybody. So you're not supposed to be seen. I think as a woman, should not even be seen at all. Then as a man, there's a time you shouldn't, pass the area because if they see you, that's going to be the end of it. So there are practices like this that we have come to, I don't know, live with. We have come to accept.
Yeah,
That's it.
yes. When an Oba dies, and or when this king when they die, I think there are a lot of practices like that. But the palace has come to deny such activities. That those such activities do not happen. So nobody has been able to come out to say actually such number of people were used to bury an
Yeah.
Oba or whatever. So I don't know what to say about it because I'm not close to the palace. But masquerade just having their activities and stopping the church people from having their activities too. I think that should be a kind of infringement on the fundamental human rights of the church people. That's what I see there. And the police should swing into action. Every time they used to tell us that they swung
All
into
right, Miss.
action, but now they're not swinging into action. They should swing into action and do the needful. Thank you.
Thank you to Mr. Kennedy, and it's good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you very much, Mr. Pansat. Hi, Mr. Pansat. How are you doing today? Mr. Pansat?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Mr. Pansat.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm traveling, so I'm not at my usual computer, but it looks like this microphone is working, and everybody seems to be doing fine. So how are we doing?
Oh, we're doing just fine, Mr. Pansat. Thank you very much.
Thank God. I'm supposed to give my submission right now, right?
At this point, yes, sir.
All right. Let me first say hello to Mr. Kennedy and the rest of the panelists. I can't see the name of the other gentleman that's here, but on the first story, with that iniquitous man, obviously a pedophile like that, wicked, sinful, evil person. There are many facets to handling that. It's a known phenomenon now. Lay people like us are not supposed to discuss such a sensitive, improper act. It's a criminal act in one side of it. So the laws should handle that, take care of whatever our laws prescribe for such a vile human being. It's a heinous crime. It's a sin. It's base, abominable, practically in any society. It's atrocious, egregious, dastardly act. But Mr. Kennedy is right. He should not be killed. That's true. But he should be behind bars and then they should figure out what's wrong with him, obviously, and he should be given treatment, but he should never see outside the gates of hell again with his reprehensible behavior. So that settles that the law should take its course. Obviously, he should never see the light of day unless he didn't do it. Basically, he's found not guilty. But even at that, he should be watched. He should go through psychiatric examinations and then obviously be given treatment. But it's a sin, it's a crime, and it's vile. So that takes care of that one. Now, the only person a little better than he is, it will be Buhari and his maladministration and his budget that he proposed $20.5 trillion for 2023. 8.27 trillion of that is capital expenditure. So we know that they pegged that oil at $70 a barrel. See, I don't have a problem sometimes with the budget, Nigeria's budget, but Nigeria is such a useless country. What's that noise? Mr. Kennedy, could you mute yourself, sir? So when they peg it at $70 a barrel, and that oil goes to
Mr. Pansat, I'm so sorry to interject, but you just went a bit off our guidelines here. Could you please take that back about our dear country?
All right. Nigeria is going to get better. We're great people. As you know, I've said that many times here. But I got to tell you, for example, in the last few years, that the budget, they pegged oil at about $30 a barrel, okay? So oil went all the way, approaching $100 a barrel. So we have such an excess amount between 30 and let's say $90 at the heat of COVID and everything. So what they do with that extra money? What? Where is the dough? It's not fair. There's nothing clean about the country. If you are going to do a budget and you're pegging that oil at $70, and for whatever reason it goes up to 100, over 100, because that's war. There could be a nuclear war between Russia and Ukraine and the rest of the world, and the OPEC is aligning with Russia, with Russia. So that oil is going to go way, way, way above that $70 benchmark they have there. We're in such a country that the assembly doesn't ask any questions. That extra money, where is it? Because I know about the one of $30. So the only thing we could do is just close our ears and eyes and hope that a real government come into place. Buhari is not a president. For those of us who are a little older than you, we knew him when he came in 1983, 84. His whole thing has been that oil. He doesn't care about our country. He's not a Nigerian now. The only reason why I really can't hit him as hard as I want to is because I'm not on ground. And this platform is operating from Nigeria. You guys have been brave. You try to be fair. And I can't actually speak my mind here because it's just not my platform. So all these are my opinion, not this platform, brave platform. But I gotta tell you, I hate discussing economics and regular stuff like Buhari is a regular president. He might not even be that Buhari that we're talking about, because who can be like that? Who's gonna see his country the way it is for so long, for almost 7 years? You know? So they peg that thing at $70 a barrel, and they have all these allocations, fiscal allocations, but we know that it's nonsense. It doesn't mean anything. They're going to steal it. They're going to print money. you know. So I don't like talking normal economics about our country. It's a shame. So what was that? There was another topic there that you glanced through, aside from the iniquitous character and then the improper president. What was the third item that Mr. Kennedy tackled there a minute ago?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, let me submit that for right now. Hello, Mr. Vine, Maxwell, good to see you. And Mr. Machiavelli, that's who I missed earlier. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Pastor. Hi, Mr. Machiavelli, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good morning, Mrs. Ima. Good morning to every one of you, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Vine, Maxwell, Akwaba, Wenti Saini. Mr. Pansat, good morning, sir.
Machiavelli.
Boko. So I am going to, sorry, Mrs. Iman, that's the Twi language in Ghana.
All right.
Okay. All right, thank you. Well, so what is happening? Let me greet my fellow co-commenters who are down there, and also to the concerned citizen. I won't forget you guys. They said we are not politicians. We agree. We are concerned citizens because of we have the concern towards what is going on in our country. So it's good that we follow up as a concerned citizen. So I must say, based on the first story I heard about a man who actually went to defy a girl of a 3-year-old, it should not be killed. They should not take laws into their hands. We have laws that are guiding us in our land. And as a Democrat, I believe that justice must take its place. That person should be taken to court, and the court should prosecute him. What he has done is a pedophile, and is not supposed to be around that community or close to where kids are. That is what it is. And to the other one, is it the community that were having their festival and they denied the church for them not to carry out their service? Well, in a modern, you see, why this is why Nigeria, we need to actually educate ourselves. Democracy never takes away your right. It gives you your right. Just as they have the right to carry out their own traditional worship, so also the Christians have their own to carry out their worship. Nobody should try to, intimidate the other one just because you are the this or you are the village head or whatever you call yourself. And another thing, when they call the police and the police is saying it's a civil matter, you see, our police, they need to understand what their function is in the society. Anything that is civil has to do something that does not warrant anything that has to do with harm. If you damage any property or body cause anybody harm, it's a criminal matter. So that is not a civil matter because a damage has been done. Did you just say they destroyed parts of the church? That is a damage already. That calls for a perfect arrest, and that calls for a prosecution. That is gone beyond a civil matter. Because right now, our people need to be sanitized and they need to know what is different between a civil matter and a criminal matter. That matter is no longer a civil matter. It's a criminal matter because there are people involved destroying properties that are not theirs and are infringing on other people's rights. They should be charged to court. And I urge the church, if they know what they're doing, get a proper lawyer. They must face justice. And our people need to know that you cannot infringe on other people's rights because you think you have every power over them. It does not work like that. The law, everybody is subject under the law. And that is why the rule of law is there. So, on the one that our president is saying, is projecting that it's going to be hard times come next year. You see, our people always forget all this money you are borrowing. What have you done? What has this money done to improve the living standard of the people? Or even building the institution, or the institution taking care of this money you've entrusted in them to make sure they are properly used. We see snake eating money, termite eating money, a accountant general of the federation allegedly stealing 96 billion. Then you went to the United Nations to tell them that please, oh, you have to, calm down with us first so that we know. Sir, I keep raising this thing every day. Unless the Nigerian authority tell us, we the concerned citizen, what they have borrowed to this country, to our country, where they borrowed it from, what were the terms and agreements that was in place, because Nigeria need to know all these things that you are projecting. There's going to be this in the near future. It raised concerns to us as concerned citizens, because we know that when you borrow, there are things you put on ground, and there are also terms and conditions that are following these things. So Nigerians need to be aware of the kind of a government they put in place there. So that is why I am concerned. And I keep telling them the lives of Femi Gbajabiamila and the rest, who are those people who are supposed to be making our laws, they are not doing well. He's talking about the oil theft that is a sabotage. Is it today that Femi Gbajabiamila know that there is the oil theft? Is it today? Is it because now it's not trending on the social media, on the newspaper that he reads? These are supposed to be people making laws for the country. Do you actually know, for people to steal oil in Nigeria, the Navy must know that there's a ship docking in our waters? So what are they talking? What are they talking about? If they cannot, this is why we tell them that they cannot rule the country. These are people who are just there to siphon the wealth of the nation. And enough is enough. Nigerians should be educated now on what these people are doing. They are not doing their job. They should tell us where this money is. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Machiavelli, thank you very much for your submission. It is always a pleasure to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for your time. If you're just joining us, welcome to Newspaper Review on Niger Watch. Please do also like the broadcast, share, invite someone onto the broadcast. Take out time to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also turn on your notification bell. To those on the comment section, hi, Mr. Machiavelli, I see you right there. Thank you for being here. Michael, I don't know how to answer that question, but now we get to Nigeria. All right, Bella Naomi, thank you so very much. Vine Maxwell, thank you so very much for being on here. Amara Dion Kingsley, and of course, our mommy diaspora, beautiful mama, thank you for being here. Cheers to each and every one of you. Cheers to the weekend. I hope we are taking our time to relax, and especially we are having so much fun while rested. Mr. Maxwell, how are you doing today? Good day and welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you so much, Systema. Good morning to my co-panelists and those that are listening to us. How is Lagos, Systema? I heard that there are so much flooding in Lagos.
So much what?
Flooding.
Yes, but well, I can't give you a live report on that because I don't have any around me. But I maybe would, look around to see what's happening on the other parts of Lagos.
Okay, I just pray. We are suffering the same thing here too. In eastern region, the place is flooded. A place they call Weja along Cape Coast Elimina Road in Greater Accra region is also flooded. But the water is receding right now. But I just pray that God will give our people the courage, to bear all the losses that they have incurred, both Ghana and Nigeria.
What's the cost? What's the cost for yours?
It just our own is it just the change. I think it's influence of climate change. The volume of rain that we are experiencing in Ghana that we've never experienced before. So it is very, very difficult.
Okay. I hope, the authorities, they do something about it. Well, thank you for being on this broadcast. Thank you very much. So let's catch a reaction to the stories today.
Yes, I in my lifetime, and I will not by any chance support any kind of criminality when it has to do, against when it has to, be done or carried out on minors. You see, the man, the adult that did that into that a minor should be at least let the law, the instrument of the law, be seen, done, or fall heavily on him. He is not a human being that can be trusted or allowed to live within the normal human beings. It has to be caged using the instrument of law. That is what I'm going to say about that one. And I believe that Nigeria is a secular state. I have seen, with the little time I spent in Lagos, when people, individuals, or they might be celebrating some occasion, a federal road or state road is blocked, preventing people from going through that road, whether it is funeral, marriage, or whatever. And I have not ever heard that Nigeria has ceased to be a secular state. I have never heard that. How on earth can anyone, because of your tradition, prevent other people's the right to do what they're supposed to do that is not against the law? Why will individuals take laws into their hand, to perpetuate such, atrocities on their fellow Nigerians? You are allowed by constitution freedom of association and whatever. Why will you now use yours to prevent other people from doing theirs? What is the difference between you and the terrorists that are burning churches simply because it's against their own religion? You are also a terrorist if you commit such things on your own people within your own locality. I would, the same brush I'm using to paint the other people is what I'm going to use to paint you as well. That is not good. And those that committed those crimes against those Christians and their property must be adequately dealt with. That is my position on that one. As for the budget, like I always say, Buhari, the president, is not, does not mean good for the country. And if you look at the history of budget in Nigeria, from the time they started reading out budget to Nigerians, what benefit has it, brought to Nigerians? Nothing. You end up using all the money that your resources, paying loans and servicing debts, without nothing left for development. So I'm not going to comment so much on that one because it is just a total failure on the side of the government and the legislators that are vested with the power of how do you people call it checking? Is it check and balances are there as rubber stamp? They cannot do anything. They've been bought. They are there instead of them to make good laws that is going to be of benefit to Nigerians. They are there to do things that will please the executive. So I don't think that any budget, no matter how they fix it, no matter the figure they put in there, is of any good to average Nigerians. Nigerians, it is obvious that these people you have elected cannot help you. APC, PDP, choose the path that you are going to follow this time around that will give you your desired aspiration. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Van Maxwell, for your contribution. It's always good to have you on the podcast. Thank you for coming in. Your time and your presence on here is always appreciated. Thank you very much. Mr. Pastor, I'll come to you. I believe you wanted to take the story on the masquerade and, taking out what they did to the church members or to the community people. But before you do so, I also want to drop this for the House. So NAS committees approving budget for government enterprises without my approval. So how is it possible to approve this budget without the president's approval? So who then is taking that place of the president? And if the National Assembly would, this is actually a very strong accusation, or I won't call it accusation. This is what the president is saying. I mean, if it's coming from the president, then it has to be fact. Now, with this happening, let me catch your reaction to this, Mr. Panzer.
Yes, thank you very much. As a matter of fact, after Van Maxwell's submission, I did want to talk about the crude oil theft, and I'll tie it in at the end with Buhari's claim here. You know, when I first arrived in the United States many decades ago, and I went to class, I was a sharp kid from Nigeria, and I came to United States, and I gotta tell you, it was something else. But when I went to class, your normal politics 101 and those kind of things, they were actually talking about third world countries, Nigeria, all Africans basically, and some South American countries. And in that elementary class, everything we're going through, they talk about it. These people know us. Everything we're going through. Third world countries, dictatorships. For example, we're in a dictatorship. They know our budget, all those things are just nonsense, right? How do you steal? If somebody could commit a crime, you could go and steal oil, or you go and you kill people in a community. Okay, you've done the deed. You weren't caught when you did it, true. But is that the end of it? The way Nigerians talk, Nigerian law enforcement or anybody complaining about this, it's like, hey, they stole some oil. That should be the beginning of it. If somebody goes out there and they steal oil, then the investigation swings into action. You collect evidence, assess the evidence that you've collected. After you've acquired it, you're gonna catch whoever did it. It's not rocket science. If you go into a community and you kill people, herdsmen or whoever the hell you are, okay, you've committed a crime, but is that the end of it? But that's where they make it. Same. They're treating us like we're infants. I'm telling you, you go to classrooms in your whatever course you're taking in the 101 class, they describe us. We're like infants. These are not secrets, top secret. They know us. I'm not talking about advanced degrees, professional degrees. In just the elementary 101 class, they talk about us and what we're going through. How are you if somebody goes and they steal oil in the quantity you're talking about? Well, you're supposed to, by the next day, arrest people, seize the accounts, and let them go talk about it in the courts, tell it to the judge. It's nothing that's like an event that is passé, is done. But that's the way they treat us, because you know why? My theory is that this APC government came into power with force. In essence, they took power by force. And to their surprise, nobody's fighting them. Nobody's have fought them this whole time. We are not in a civil dispensation. Nobody gives the kind of excuses they're giving. Nobody. They go and they ransack, they kill our people. Imagine December 15, 2015, or December 19, 2015. This president and El Rufai of Kaduna went into southern Kaduna, Zaria, and killed between 300 and 1,000 of our fellow citizens. Shia. I don't like Shias, but they have the right to practice their religion. They are a nemesis to the Sunnis. They shot these people. The way they killed these people is they wanted a fight back from Nigerians. Well, be you Christian, be you whatever the hell you are. We weren't supposed to sit there and watch those people get slaughtered like that. Nobody fought back. Nobody did anything. So talking about oil theft or herdsmen killing people or whatever it is, removing Onegan, Chief Justice, without the Senate participation illegally. Nobody fought back, arresting even senators I don't like Dino Malaya or whoever it is. The president, in a series, destroyed our constitution, removed the chief justice and placed one there, a Sharia one. The guy they say looks like a Panwan Tapa. So, but I'm saying it because I was going to talk about something else, but we know what they're doing. We're not fighting. They want to fight. They want a fight. But nobody's fighting. They took power by force. So it's after they noticed that we're not fighting that they just kept them playing like they're in a civil dispensation. All right? Because it's only infants that you're going to tell that quantity of oil is being stolen. Okay, so what do? You, in any country in the world, you try it yourself. You go and steal something, take it home, go to the bank, hold up the bank, take money and run home. See, they're going to say, oh, okay, somebody stole some money, somebody robbed the bank. And they leave you alone. They're going to chase out, they're going to go after you, right? No matter where you run to, they're going to come to dig you out of the hole. So all these things are like, oh, they did this. We're infants. And we're going to be talking civil. Talking civil. It's so annoying. Sometimes I want to come in here and just talk nice, and we just, romantic, and we just gum it up. You know what I'm saying? But it's very hard for me to do that because,
all right,
it's very hard for me to do that. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so very much. Although you did not answer my question, but I'll move on to some other person. Mr. Van Maxwell.
Yes, Sister Ma, what was the question?
I was catching
the National
reaction.
Assembly?
Yes, I was catching reaction on, how and what is the president even doing about it. If he's supposed to come to the media and be telling us that, these people are approving loans these people are approving contracts without his approval.
Nigerian, this is to show you what is going on. This is just the little. We are speaking or hearing about it because the executive is now complaining. Probably this one is not the only one that has been going on. It has been going on there for quite some time. And when you look at what is going on there has been some kind of rapport, some kind of criminal rapport between the legislature and the executive. When the legislators tell Nigerians that whatever the executive, the president gives them, they will kindly approve it. That is to tell you that it's a kind of symbiotic relationship that is going on in there between these two arms of government. You rub my back, I rub your back, then everything dies in there. I am not surprised. I am not surprised that this is happening. This is to go a long way to tell you, Systema and Nigerians, that there is nobody that is controlling the affairs of government from the executive. They don't see themselves finish. They don't see themselves finish. Is this the kind of people that Nigerians are clamoring for? When I look at the crop of people that are following the BAT, Bola Ahmed Tinubu APC, Articulator, PDP, I see the kind of youths, the number of youths that are following them, the women that have children that cannot go to school, following them, some of the gullible bishops. Are these the kind of people that you want to lead you again? No, I shudder to say no. I don't. Nigerians in fact deserve the kind of leaders that they have. Just imagine, president is the executive coming out to tell Nigerians. As they tell me, they ask us now, Systema, who do I ask? They ask me, who I go ask?
All right, Mr. By Maxwell, thank you for your submission. Thank you so very much for your submission. Hi, if you're just joining us, thank you for coming into the broadcast. This is a newspaper review, and my name is Ima. Thank you for being here. So, those on the comment section, I see each and every one of you, and I see your comments dropping. Thank you, Bella Naomi. Thank you, Prophet Elijah. Thank you, James Morgan. How are you doing, James Morgan? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Big shout out to Mommy Diaspora. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Michael, for being here. Makira Bopansat HD. Thank you so very much. Very Maxwell, thank you very much. Thank you to Osagbufo. Thank you to Omoro Dion Kingsley. Thank you to each and every one of you, those watching. Thank you so very much. Please, please, ladies and gentlemen, do well to like this broadcast. Do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Please do well to show us some love this beautiful Saturday. Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Kennedy, let's catch your reaction to what the president of Nigeria has come out to say.
Yes, thank you very much. What do I have to say again? I think all my brothers here, the panelists, they were not attentive when I spoke about what the wife of the president said, that she has been living with a man with the PTSD. So if the executive is coming out to say he's not aware that contracts have been signed, so which means the wife is vindicated. This Aisha Buhari has told us to take back our country, yet we refuse to take it back. This Aisha Buhari that is speaking from both sides of her mouth has not been in the country for a while now. She has probably been in Dubai, living outside the country. And this is a woman that has told the entire country that the husband is not in charge. And this man that the wife has said is not in charge, we allow him to be in charge. He's not the person coming out to tell us he's not aware that contracts have been signed. He's the person that came out,
Budgets, sorry. Budgets.
budget, sorry, yes, budgets. He's the one that came out to tell us that he sent his IG, Inspector General of Police, to a particular section of the country. He refused to go. He was not aware the IG refused to go. He's not even aware of anything. And now his wife has come out boldly to tell us the husband has been living with PTSD, which means make I not use some words here when not good day palatable, which means the man not even is not existing. So what do we have to say? So the country is in comatose. If the president is having PTSD, post-stress traumatic disorder, so look at the way they are just using us. Look at the way they are talking to us as if they are talking to people that are not educated, people that are not exposed. In fact, we just have to persevere. We just have to wait till February, March, and kick them out. Just kick them out. Look at what is happening. Look at what is happening now. Tinubu came back, and people were calling him city boy, city boy, city. Welcome back, city boy. And the guy called the buga like. I don't even know what is. I don't. These people that are supporting this kind of people, what is in their brain? Is it that they don't have the interest of the country at heart? What is in their brain? I don't even know. Is it the money? Is it that they just want to punish the entire citizenry? What thing they go on through their brain? Why? So I beg. I will stop here. I will stop here. May I go do my work? Thank you.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, thank you so very much. And I wish you an amazing, amazing day to have one. Thank you for being on here and happy weekend to you, Mr. Kennedy. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chubuzo, hi, how you doing? Thank you for being on the broadcast. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, good day, Emma, and good day, everybody listening. Yeah, I just came late. I didn't even know what the program was all about. I just listened from few chat. I didn't know exactly what the headline is all about. Can you highlight me a little bit?
Okay, let's talk about the one right now. National Assembly committees approving budgets for government enterprises without my approval, and that's from the president.
Okay, the president does not know that there was a contract approved. Budget approved.
Yes, that they're approving budgets without
Yeah,
without
yeah,
his
I get it.
approval.
I got it.
Yeah.
No, but this is something that has been going on for a very long time. Just like the other man said, Buhari have said it and then hammer on it several times. And the same thing gonna be if at all APC came to power, the same thing will apply. Now Tinubu went and go and clone himself, just like our president cloned himself. So he went to London. Nobody know what he went there for. He went there to clone himself. What we're expecting now is another disaster. That is what we are going to expect, if at all they succeed of it, which they are not gonna succeed. You know. One thing you must understand is Aisha Buhari has spoke this matter for a very long time. He said, "My husband doesn't know his cabinet." You know, Buhari is not in charge actually. Whatever is happening in Nigeria was people that is in charge of Nigeria is those people around him, and that is why they don't want anybody to succeed power, because they will lose a lot immediately somebody comes to power, and they know the consequences. That's why you see they are trying all kind of both African magic and the rest of them to just see that they remain in power. You know, so I don't see why Nigerians. You know, I told somebody, I think we discussed this thing yesterday. I said that 90% of Nigerians are not civilized. They are not civilized. So, and this thing, this uncivilization is giving us a lot of worry, and we need to improve. We need to show Nigerian people and improve to their life, show them improvement in their life. Talk to them the language they will hear and understand very well, so that they will not make the same mistake and continue, you know, voting this recycled politician inside the Nigerian. Leadership. So it's very hard and challenging. You know, Nigerian people are not aware of all this thing happening. It's just because we are just a little bit privileged of going outside the country. Those who are in Nigeria, also those who have the capacity, you know, to listen and hear the current affairs that is happening. Just like I said, 90% of Nigerians are not current. They are not. They don't know what is really happening. You see? So, and that is why you see when the clone man come from London, then the people keep on giving him that support, you know, and it's so shameful and it's so disappointing when you see massive crowd giving him that support. You know, anyway, it's a democracy, but there is something that Nigerians need to do. Try to, you know, distance themselves from this kind of atrocity leadership that we are experiencing right now. You know, it's so bad. It's very bad. But let us wait for next year. That is only way, because there are nothing. Whatever we discuss here now, there nothing we can do until we can go there and vote them out. I remember when Trump was the American president. There was a black man they killed. Black man life matter. So when Obama was campaigning, a lot of black people in America does not vote. Then he went and tell the Latino and the American that if you want to take him out, you have to go to ballot box and vote him out. And they did so. And that is how Obama was relegated from the office of the president. So the same thing applies to Nigerians. If at all we can educate Nigerians properly, tell them that language, that listen, these are recycled politicians. They got nothing to offer, and this is the only way we can be able to kick them out. That's the only way. You know, that's all I can say for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chibuzo. Thank you so very much. You know, it's always good to have you on the podcast. Thank you for being here. Hi, Michael. Michael says, you guys are underestimating what poverty can do to a people's physique. Yeah, there is that part too. There is that part too. But Michael, when does it move from poverty to greed? I mean, these are people who are dealing in millions, in hundreds of millions already, but still they wouldn't, allow the country be. I mean, there should be a time where you say enough is enough. All right. Thank you very much. Please do well to remember all the lineups. We have the newspaper review Monday through to Saturday, 10 a.m. Nigerian time. We have the chat 1 p.m. Every Mondays and Wednesdays. We have discussions Monday to Thursdays, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And the debate every Friday by 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Do not forget the Sunday show with the leftists. Ladies and gentlemen, please do well to turn on your notification bell. Yes, that bell that is just right there on your screen. Kindly slide to the right. So for every time Niger Watch goes live, you would be notified. Thank you so very much for holding it down with me today on our newspaper review. A big shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you. To you watching the replay, hi, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Please do also like this broadcast just before you exit this broadcast. Thank you very much. All right, to my panelists, we've come to the close of today's newspaper review. This week's newspaper review, actually. All right, we have 1 minute to catch up on each other and shake it off. Mr. Pansat.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Mr. Chibozo made some salient points. But no, a lot, some Nigerians are the way you describe them. I don't think it's 90%. It's probably 50-50. It's a lot of smart Nigerians. When I watch TV, the analysts that I see on TV, they're just as good as the ones you find anywhere. Our journalists are top notch. I mean, look at Emma doing the work she does here. She's quite knowledgeable. And most Nigerians are smart, but the problem is obviously -1 + 1 is 0, right? So hopefully this year it's a clean-cut moral judgment to be made. So we're going to know the character of our country in February, because the way it's set up, even for the most silly Nigerian who would say that Peter Obi has been in the Democratic Party, that's the most resounding criticism that he endures. They say, oh, he's been in the Democratic, I mean, in the People's PDP. But his opponents, some of them are very old, they're very sick, they're crooks. Some of them can't even come to the United States. Some of them have drug-related issues, using it and selling it, made millions of dollars out of it. So even if you put it on a scale, so somebody's been in the PDP and then the other ones have done XYZ. That's why somebody like Showore, it's something is not right about him. So when you make that judgment, you should be able to say, okay, hey, look, I'm gonna choose Mr. Obi to restart the country. We need to have that done. If it's not done in February, then that country is going to go down, period. That's the way it works. So there are a lot of smart Nigerians all over the place, a lot of smart Nigerians. But the ignorant ones are very wicked. They are very, very wicked. We have a lot of wicked people in our country, because if not, there should be a consensus that after these 7 years, even if Mr. Tinubu is running unopposed, nobody will vote for him. He brought this calamitous government that we have right now. That alone disqualifies him. He's sick, he's old, he's been accused of all kinds of crimes, including fleecing Lagos State. Yet, you have people supporting this guy. Is that fair? You look at Mr. Oh, by the way, he also has a Muslim ticket. Okay? He has a Muslim ticket and he tends to win. Not only does he have a Muslim ticket, he's got a terrorist ticket, because Tinubu, although he does his own terrorism by Lagos Stouts and I forgot what they call them over there in Lagos. All these criminal, violent boys that he used for his conquering the state. But Shetima obviously is a terrorist, a harbinger of terrorism in Borno State. It's known. So he has a Muslim ticket, and that's not going to fly. Now, Atiku, on the other hand, was embroiled in fraud here in the United States, where Mr. Jefferson, a congressman, went to prison for that fraud that he committed here. They had to seize his house, sell it, all kinds of things. And he lives in Dubai, and he sold a lot of our assets. So it's a no-brainer. Let's rekindle it, because if you're voting on tribal lines, remember, it's going to be you who's going to suffer it. It's nobody else. It's not going to be any particular tribe. It's not going to be any particular person. It's going to be you who's going to suffer the consequences. This time is going to be horrendous. So I know it's a 1 minute 10. I would have loved to elaborate, but Emma, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to see you, and you're very professional, knowledgeable, and fair. So we thank you for everything you're doing for the country. Thank you.
Mr. Pansa, thank you very much for your kind words. I really do appreciate. Thank you so very much. And I wish you an amazing week. Thank you for being on this broadcast with us. Thank you. All right, Mr. Chibuzo.
Yeah, thank you. Somebody mentioned most of the people, the opposition parties are talking about will be defecting from PDP to this Labour Party currently. Most of the politicians are using that exit, and judging him like he's one of the old guards. I try to let me just use this opportunity and give you an insight. I talked to a pastor one day when a pastor come to me to preach. So I asked the pastor a question. He couldn't answer this question. I asked him, listen, do you know how many angels that live in heaven as we are talking now and go to hell? And do you know how many angels that is in hell that is going to heaven right now? He said, what did I mean? I said, yes, you cannot understand, because what happened in our life is those angels that is living from heaven going to hell are those who are like today, somebody who are completely innocent. He decided to change his mind, became a murderer, became a kidnapper, became a Boko Haram, became all kind of wrongdoing. Then I then tell him that, do you know how many angels from hell that is migrating to heaven? Meaning that those Boko Haram have repented for good, those criminals have repented for good, and today they have said, sin no more, and they will not do it again. So now the pastor understand and said, is that what I mean? I said, yes. That is a very good way of analyzing it. So Obi may be that kind of old guard, but he's not. His sense of idea, he doesn't share the same idea with Atiku. He's a running mate to Atiku during the time he was there. But right now, he has found a platform whereby he can fully express himself and make sure that whatever he wants to do, he can freely do it without no objection. And what happened is, that objection and whatever those thoughts that he has been using it and doing it for good. And that is why you see people love him. And that is why you see people are following him. People are giving up everything they have to make sure that this obedient movement stands. So, and this is what the old guy does not understand, that some people, even in this APC PDP, there is a lot of innocence there. That is, the only problem is they cannot find a way to discharge. They just be that obedient, but they want to be useless in that platform. All those ones that defected and joined the Labour Party now, those are people who are obedient. They want to be useful for themselves. So what happened is we will keep on giving this support to Obi, and they give him everything that he needs to make sure that we kick, burn these people out of office, because these people are rotting eggs. They are smelling. They've got nothing to offer Nigeria. I mentioned about 90% of Nigerians are being what do I call it, uncivilized. What I mean is, I don't say it, even those people who have PhD, who have a lot in their academic career. Academic is a different thing. Civilization is a different thing. A lot of people, a lot of Nigerians, they are not engaged in the modern civilization. They study, they have everything that it takes to become a human being, but they don't engage in modern civilization. They are still behind. That is what I'm trying to say. A lot of them are still behind. Look at those people campaigning for APC. Are they not educated? They don't have a what they call PhD? Those people are campaigning for Atiku. But you can see that they are not engaged in modern civilization. They don't understand what is called modern civilization. That is what I mean. It's not like about going to a school, acquire all kind of degree, mean that you are civilized. No, a lot of people, they are not civilized, and even though they have those PhD, they are PhD holders. So that is what I mean by that uncivilized people that we have in Nigeria. We have a bunch of them, and you can see it for yourself. Even when they are interviewing them in the national television or news, you can see that these people are really, really are not civilized. But they have that academic career perfectly, but they are not civilized. That is what I mean. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chibuzo, we hear you loud and clear. Thank you for your submission. Thank you for taking our time to come into the studio to do this with us today. You are very, very much appreciated. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you, Mr. Chibuzo, and have a great week. And to you watching, thank you for being here. Thank you for holding it down with us today. It's been amazing. It's been a wonderful week, and I say thank you to each and every one of you, my people. I really do look forward to seeing each and every one of you next week. So until we come your way again, please, ladies and gentlemen, Niger Watch family, do well to stay safe out there. Do well to keep preaching the good news of Nigeria. You guys, yes, now there's good news about Nigeria. Do well to preach it. Let's sensitize our people. Let's not say we keep talking and keep talking. The talks, it goes a long way to educate, to sensitize some people. Like today, someone shared the perspective that I never thought of, and there is something always comes out from our submissions. Please just take it, believe it. Something comes out. Me here, I get to learn one or two things every day from each and every one of you. So how much more people outside? So please, let's keep talking. Let's not say we just talk. No, we don't just talk. We don't just talk. People are hearing us, and people begin the picture becomes clearer. And thankfully, these people are not even making efforts, to disguise. They are now all out in their full glory. Well, to each and every one of you, thank you so very much for taking our time to be with us. Until I come your way again next week, please, please, please do well. Please do well to stay safe out there. Do well to make someone happy. Take out time to spend with family. Please take out time to have fun. Yes, take out time to have fun. I'll see you on Monday by 10 a.m. Until then, take care and bye for now.